So we are back on the Cutty Sark. Since you saw it last, I've been doing a little bit of work off camera, and the hull is completely painted, both sides. The masts have been painted white with the brown middle parts. I have no idea what the proper names for any of this stuff should be. It's mast, middle bit, bottom bit, top bit. Seems to work for me. What I've also done, I've given the sails a blast over in white, which is not the white from the kit, which was a big lump of gunk. It was the, believe it or not, this paint on here is just regular household undercoat, thinned down, airbrushed on. I was going to paint it over. I do have some sort of linen colour. It's actually for First World War aircraft, the underside of them. And I was going to paint them in this as a base coat and then give them some linen over the top. But looking at these, how this has gone on, because of the way I've sprayed it and the shape of them, there is quite a, oh, maybe I should hold it in front of the camera. There is quite a, it's maybe not picking up, but there is quite a definition. It's almost like I pre-shaded them when I sprayed them, so they don't look like a big white flat sort of panel. It's I honestly don't know if it's picking up on the camera. I can see it with a naked eye, definitely. But anywho, so all that's left to do with this really, and it's the fun bit, is brush painting. I've got black parts to finish on the mast. I've got black, I keep forgetting the camera's pointing there. Spars, some of these spars will be painted in black. Put the sails on, sort out the stand, and then we're done. So let's get on with that then. Right, so I'm going to start painting the masts. I've, as you can see, I've got the sort of main parts of them in the white and the brown that they should be, but everything else, all these bands and little platforms, need to be in black. Now, how would you like to paint that? Well, brush, of course. However, the problem is, this will focus. Even this isn't the smallest brush; it's one of the smaller brushes I have. But that's just going to wrap around the ring itself and get all over the mast. So what I'm going to attempt to do is a technique I'll use on anything like this. You've heard of fly-by-wire. Well, allow me to introduce you to paint-by-wire. Now, what the plan is with this is that I'll get some paint on this wire and just wipe it around that edge. And as you can see, if my end of my hand is the thing we're painting, as the wire comes in, it's going to be like that. So it's going to keep off the surrounding surfaces that you want to keep white, but it will be on the outer edge of the band. If you understand what I'm meaning, it's not the best explanation. So what I'll do is I'll just start doing it, and you can see what I'm talking about. So I got me what is that? Revel anthracite. It's nice and thick as well, which will help. Because if the paint was thin, obviously it would kind of just drip off the wire. So let's dip that in there. Put some paint on it and see if we can draw this black band on. And there we go. I think you would have seen me use this technique on the gold work on the prow of the Cutty Sark. There's some detail there, and on the real ship it's all picked out in gold. It's oops, got a little bit missed there. Veering off. I mean, the beauty part about this is I can actually put this in white and just tidy up anything that gets a bit too bobby. But yeah, there's my first band on, which is that's nice. It's not quite as thick as the actual band of plastic. I don't know if you can quite see that, but from sort of a couple of feet away you're not going to see that anyway. So let's just carry on doing this. Let's move it a bit too much. And there you go, that's the second one. The thing about this is you can keep going over it until you're happy, because that second band is maybe a little bit skinnier than the first band, but you can just so you can just keep going over them until you get the wood for you're happy with. The size of the blob on the end of your wire will help dictate how thick the line is. And this wire, I've just got like a big pile of old wires that I use like brake cables and that sort of thing, detailing as well. So I've got tons of this stuff just cut off. You can see it's about a couple of inches there, and just use it like this. You can, if you've got a cockpit with really nicely defined frames, you can also use this technique on those. But the problem is with that, of course, if you stray off your frames, you've got to clean it up rather than just paint over. So I do tend to stick to masking unless let's say it's a curved frame that I really need to, be awkward to mask, and if I felt I can have a go at doing it like this, I certainly would. Let's just make this middle one a little bit thicker. There we go. and all you're doing is literally wiping the paint over. And there we have it. It's turned out pretty nice, all pretty much uniform, except for that lower one there is a little bit fatter at the bottom, but we can sort that out. So what I should do is I'll get the others done, get the black done, but we'll do that by the power of fast forward. Okie dokie, everything is now ready for the final assembly, a touch up, and then this Cutty Sark is done. So I'll leave this here and get that done in another video. Okay, so I'm getting quite excited about this. Now it's gonna start to look like a ship and everything. So we'll leave it here, and I'll see you in the next one.